if you take anything from this, we start little and then we keep doing something every day that gets us one more step towards that goal. And by the end of 30 days, you've done 30 things that have created this compound effect that could drastically change you from day 1 to day 30. Today we are doing some back training. Probably a mix of rows, single arm pull downs, wide grip pull downs, probably some rope pullbacks, most likely. Not a super crazy back workout because we're still kind of working on fixing this left shoulder of mine. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing today. So we're going to be doing a little back training. We're going to be going down to an Anytime Fitness right down the road, and going to be training a little back. We've been doing this cut since about January right now, and just kind of been one of those things where it's a really slow, gradual cut, nothing crazy, nothing like not sustainable over a long period of time. Calories are relatively low, but it's nothing that's like killing me by any means. So we've been basically doing 30 minutes of cardio every day, and sometimes cranking that up to an hour. I've typically been doing the seated bike, and it's one of those things where it's just a non-negotiable. We end up doing 30 minutes of cardio every day, no matter what. So even if I'm doing other forms of cardio, like going on a walk, like with my dog, or going on a walk at work, or playing basketball, or playing golf, or something like that, or playing pickleball, I end up doing about all of those pretty frequently. I still make it a point to at least do the 30 minutes on the seated bike, or the Stairmaster, or whatever else we're doing, treadmill. Yeah, so that's kind of one of those things where the seated bike too is so easy. Like, if you can't do 30 minutes on that, I mean, I don't know. That's so easy to me. I mean, a lot of the time you can just sit there and crank up the resistance a little bit, like, 8 to 10 on the resistance, and just pedal away and play on your phone. And then by the time you get done, I mean, it's like one episode of The Office or one YouTube video, depending on what you're watching, but it goes by super quick. So I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, if you end up doing that, I mean, I don't know, that's really easy to crank out, in my opinion. So highly recommend doing your cardio. Highly recommend getting a back pump too. Nothing super crazy today. We did chest yesterday, and chest was crazy good chest workout. I ended up doing a lot of cable-based fly movement and press movements. So where you'll have like two cables set up on kind of at probably like 3 or 4 from the bottom, and then you take a bench and you put it in the middle, and then you kind of have this these 2 cables doing like a fly movement and then a press movement from like a low and then maybe a little bit higher. That's about flat, but a lot of like lower angle movements, where basically it's like we don't have to flare the shoulder out. We can kind of keep it like a little bit lower. I actually saw Lex Little do this the other day, and that was kind of what prompted me to try and do some of these chest-based movements. I really like it. My shoulder's not really hurting today. It's a little sore, but it's really not that bad. So yeah, kind of on a time crunch. Going to play golf today, so gonna go play 18 with a buddy. There's this thing I thought about yesterday of like the compound effect of our health and the compound effect that comes from kind of like lifting and eating a little bit better and the confidence that kind of comes from that. And I really like this idea of like compounding in our health, right? And like what can come from that. So it's like, and it could be a guy's, you know, thoughts like, hey, I want to start lifting, so I want to start going to the gym. And then he starts going to the gym, and then he starts focusing on his protein goals maybe, and he starts focusing on like maybe his macros, and then he starts carrying himself different going through the day. Like his clothes start fitting a little better, his sleeves are a little bit tighter on his t-shirts. You know, people start noticing, and it's like this, like you go from this guy who just made this one decision of like, hey, I want to start going to the gym, to now this compound effect of like, of all the things that have came after that, but have been affected by all of the preceding events, right? And I just think I love that idea. I think in terms of like just masculine development too, because it kind of just plays on guys learning to trust themselves a little bit more and be proud of themselves and love themselves more. And I think we just need more of that in society in general. And everything that I really do kind of stems from the gym. There's a lot of I guess a lot of the stuff that I do in general is all kind of like gym and fitness and bodybuilding based. So that's just where my head goes in all of these other aspects, and especially like men's development too. There's just this constant principle of, you know, I'm lacking something, so let's identify that, and then let's start to work on it and give it attention. And that could be in anything in a guy's life, you know, like his relationships, his work, his mental health, his physique, his fitness, like his spirituality. So this same like compounding principle can be applied to all of those, I think. My head just immediately goes to the gym because it's very easy and very natural for me to kind of like create those connections. But yeah, I think we start, if you take anything from this, we start little, and then we keep doing something every day that gets us one more step towards that goal. And by the end of 30 days, you've done 30 things that have created this compound effect that could drastically change you from day 1 to day 30. And I think that is kind of the cool idea of this. And like you extrapolate that over like 12 months, I mean, that is an insane amount of progress that somebody could make. You could literally completely change someone's life. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking about a little bit lately. And other than that, we're gonna go get a nasty chest pump, a nasty back pump. Gonna do quite a bit of rows, quite a bit of pull downs, and probably some pullbacks with the rope. And we're gonna go do our 30 minutes cardio on the seated bike, and that's it. We're gonna go play golf today. So, alrighty, later, peace.